Good, we good, we on. Okay. Greetings. Hold on. Okay, so we are going live for Ghetto Fairy Friday. So this is gonna be our Ghetto Fairy Friday reading, and I need 5 fairies to leave a fairy emoji in the chat so I can give each of those fairies one card free pull reading. Okay. Not prepared. I'm never prepared. I be like running late. I be thinking I'll be prepared and I'm not. Dropping my glasses and shit. God, where are they? I don't want to step on them. Okay. Let me make sure everything is good. You guys can hear. You guys can see. I was like scrambling to get my glasses shot. We is not gonna leave my glasses like that. Okay, so in order to get that one card free pull, you guys have to be active on the live. So when I call your name, you'll be here for your reading. Otherwise, if I call your name and you don't answer, I'm gonna go to the next person. Hey Zaria, how are you? Hey Brianna, how are you? Okay, so there's my first 2 fairies. So Zaria and Brianna, leave your question or topic in the chat, and I'll go ahead and pull for you. And welcome everybody. Make sure y'all share this live with y'all friends, your peoples. Share the magic. Don't gatekeep. Okay. All right. So tonight we're going to do a couple of fun things. First things first. Like I said, I need 5 fairies. So in this case, I need 3 more fairies to leave a fairy emoji in the chat so that I can call you by name and give you a one card free pull reading. And we'll get into the collective reading, which is going to be our sleigh, our sleigh ride reading. I need to change the title. I don't want it to be like a sleigh ride. I want it to be like sleigh. You know what I mean? SLAY sleigh reading. But it is based off of the Santa's reindeers. If y'all hear that ringling, it's so annoying. It's my little I call myself, look at my ears coming off. I call myself being festive with these I don't know what this is. It's like little Christmas ornaments, a little Christmas tree. It's a mess, child. Look, my ears come off. I ain't Santa's fairy or elf tonight. We ain't doing that. Um yeah, this is me being festive. Okay, this is me trying to get in the Christmas spirit, y'all, because I don't know, something about Christmas this year does not feel like Christmas. It doesn't. To me at least, it does not feel like Christmas. Not in my opinion. Okay. So it doesn't. I don't know. I'm just being honest. I don't feel like it's not giving. We got our Christmas tree up and stuff, and I've been trying to watch like holiday movies today and stuff. I'm just not in that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like a lot of people is feeling that too. It's not just me. Like a few people I've talked to is like, we don't feel that. And then, on top of that, my child doesn't really care. So it's just like that energy's not there. But I want to have fun because it is one of my favorite holidays, like on the regular, on the usual. I love the holidays. I love the smell. I love like just the coldness a little bit, not too much of it because after a while it's just like, okay, I need some warmth. But I do like the season of Christmas. I love the smell or autumn smell. I just love it. I used to love Christmas music, but sometimes it's a little cheesy. It's just like, ugh, you know? So tonight we will be doing a reindeer theme collective reading based off of each Santa's reindeer. And then I'm going to be doing a Christmas type, holiday type of spell to set intentions around specific things within the self and manifest based off of each reindeer. So my spell is complete. It's over here looking, you know how herbs be looking. When herbs is like when they sit, they look kind of weird, but I know that the work has been done. So it's It's all good. It's not supposed to look pretty. It looks, it's normal. All right. And mind you, if I don't get my 3 other fairies, I'll just move on to the collective read. And if, the live starts to fill up, well, hey, Christina. Yeah, get the lights up, y'all. Thank you, Christina. So Christina is my 3rd fairy. So I need 2 more fairies. And if not, we don't get to the 2 fairies, we can go ahead and move on. So I need Zaria, Brianna, and Christina so far to leave your question in the chat or your topic that you would like the one card full read on. And then I'll go ahead and hop into the collective reading. And then we'll go ahead and hop into the little, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't, like I thought about getting a spell book and like putting all my different spells in there and passing it down to like my daughter and like, possibly grandkids or something. I just want to, I don't know. I thought about that. I'm like, let me put like my elixirs in there, my spiritual waters I've created in there, my pixie dust in there, like my candle. Like I want to, yeah, like I want to do that. So I don't know what to call these things, but like when you look at spell books, they have names. So some of these things I don't have names for. This particular spell that I'm gonna show you guys tonight, I'm gonna just call it the reindeer spell for now. We're just gonna call it that, Santa's reindeer spell or something like that. I know that sounds kind of corny, but it'll make sense when we get to that point. um, okay, so Brianna said I would like some reindeer wisdom surrounded why. Wait, hold on. Why that guy I asked about the other day is already acting so obsessed with you already? I guess I'll be the reindeer tonight. I'm not gonna be the fairy tonight. It's my ears said no, bitch. You need to pick and choose what energy you tapping into. So I mean, I'm still gonna give that energy, but yeah. So I'm gonna play reindeer tonight, okay? Um, and then Christina, I'll get to yours. So Brianna, your question. I'm not gonna timestamp these, by the way. It's just like we just going with the flow at this point. Right now, we're just going with the flow. Okay. So let's get to it. Okay, why is this dude that Brianna is asking about? Why is this person already showing signs of obsessiveness? For the holiday spirit, I'm gonna use my Yuletide tarot, and I'm also gonna use I think it's called the Yule. Hold on, the Yule something. Hold on. Brianna's person, thank you. The Ace of Wands, Ace of Candles, and the Knight of Gifts try to fly out of the deck, which is the Knight of Pentacles, technically in this deck. I do feel like there's an attraction, obviously, to you. It could be a little bit like motivated, sexually motivated a little bit. I feel like this person's very sexually attracted to you. I'm not trying to be nasty, but looking at this candle, like, you tell me what this is look like. Look at the melting. Looks like I'm not gonna. Kind of giving that. It is giving like a little bit of a sexual energy. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this person. It may not be that that's all they want to do is just hit it. I don't think so. Especially not with the the Knight of Pentacles flying out. I don't feel like their intentions are to just have sex with you, but I do feel some freaky energy. It does. Christina said it looks like it does. Hey Sam. Okay, so that is my 4th fairy. Go ahead and leave your question or topic, Samantha. But yeah, this is giving sexual energy to me. So I feel like it's passion motivated. It is a lot of sexual attraction and chemistry that this person feels towards you. So I feel like that's what's kind of motivating the obsession, or what it seems to be obsessed is like this person is very attracted to you. They're very passionate. Just make sure that it's grounded. I don't feel like it's all about that for them, but it is like a lot of like attraction towards you. I feel like that's the basis of it, most of it. Okay. And then let's see. Christina said, what is the general for your year 2025? And Zaria, you want a 25. of 2025 general already. It sounds crazy to be talking about 2025 already. It really does. That sounds crazy to me. Like we're 5 years, almost 5 years away from it being 2030. Like that's some crazy shit to me. It's crazy. Okay, so let's see. General message for Christina in regards to her year. General energy surrounding her year in 2025. You have the list, which is the judgment card. So this is kind of like Santa's list, Santa's good and naughty list. So I feel like in 2025, you might be kind of not like separating people, but you might be kind of discerning people and things in your life, like what's healthy and what's not. Um, and you could already be kind of setting the tone for this already. It's 7:11 p.m. here. So it's like you might already be in that consciousness of like discerning like who's for you and who's not for you. Um I know. It's so crazy. I just be thinking like, damn, like this is my age. Like this is my age group. Like we the aunties and the uncles for real. Like it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't. We're like the young aunties and uncles like of this generation. We're not old at all. Energetically speaking. But no, I feel like with the judgment card, you might already be kind of putting these things into perspective of like what's for me, what's not for me, who's not for me, or the type of energies that I want versus what's not. Um, Thank you, Shane. So I think that's all my fairies, right? I think that's my fifth fairy. So leave your question. Um, and moving into 2025, whatever this list pertains to, or it could be a mental list. It could be like something that in your consciousness that you've already made up in your mind that this is what I'm gonna do. This is my intent. Um this is what I want to take and this is what I want to leave. These are the people I need to take with me. This is the people I need to leave behind, or this type of energy is what I need to bring. This is what type of energy I need to leave behind. Because it's almost like a subconscious knowing that you're headed into a new chapter, a new cycle in your life. So I kind of feel like that's, you know, not the overall theme maybe of your whole entire year, but it is significant, especially since it's a major arcana card. Like whatever you eliminate and whatever you bring with you into the next year is going to, it's going to show itself. It's going to reap within the next year. So think very long and hard about this, but I feel like in some cases you already kind of know, like you're already maneuvering in a certain energy of what you want to take and what you want to leave, or what types of energy or people, circumstance, situations you want to take or leave with you. Okay. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. I know it's kind of vague. It's one card. We just getting straight to the point. Um, Zaria, you also wanted to do a 2025 general as well. So let's tap in Samantha and then Shane. Yeah, so that's all my fairies. And then we'll get to the collective after the last one. Okay. So for Zaria, what is your general 2025 energy looking like for you? A whole bunch of cards be trying to come out. You're welcome. Okay, so the first card that's sticking out is the Four of Canes, which is the Four of Swords. And then you also have the list, which is the Judgment card in this deck. So you have Santa's list. Um, the Four of Canes being the Four of Swords. It's it looks like a basket full of like a Christmas type of decorated plant that's sitting right in front of a grave. So I feel like this is also a message for you that in the year 2025, whatever things that you, what I want to say could be like effective towards the end of this year, 2025, that um it's kind of like a heads up from spirit, like whatever your closing like decisions or choices or whatever you've reflected upon on 2024 of what you're going to bring and what you're going to leave behind in 2025 is going to affect the chapter, because I feel like 2025 is going to be kind of similar to Christina's reading, where 2025 may be a year for you where you're closing out a major chapter where things are not going to be the same in your life because you've eliminated and you brought with you the necessary things that you need to. And it could be the opposite, that if you don't do that, if you don't reflect and sit with yourself and what is it that I want to take with me, what new energies do I want to bring with me, what things deserve to come with me, what energies need to stay behind, what circumstances, situations, people, patterns, whatever, so that my new year looks like this, whatever your vision is for next year. Because I feel like it's going to be a for a lot of people, because I'll get into the year of the nine. I'm probably going to do that in our Fairy Friday next week before the new year. I'm going to talk about the numerology of number nine and its energy of mastery and completion. And I feel like for that year, it's going to show that for a lot of people, what you've mastered, what you closed out, or what you need to, what you are mastering in that year. So I call it the year of mastery. Okay. Whether it's you taking on something or you've already mastered that, if that makes sense. All right. All right, Samantha. Hopefully that makes sense, Saria. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Samantha's reading. What is spirit calling you to let go of at this time? Your life path is a 9. Shout out to you. So was mine. We both life path number 9s. Shout out to life path 9 people. Yeah. All right. So you too, Sam. Damn, 3s. I love a 3. Come on now. 3 times the charm. Yeah, all you gotta do, Christina, is like single down your birthday into one single digit. So like, so let's say your birthday is October. So it'll be 1 plus 0 silent. So 1 plus and then your day of birth. So if it's the 24th or something, let's say 2 plus 4 plus whatever your birth year, 1 plus 9 plus blah blah blah. Equal that up to one single digit. That's how you check your life path number. They have calculators, but you can just do it on your own. You just have to break down your birthday into single digits and add them and then break it down to 1. So some people will have like their digits add up to like the master numbers 11 or 22. Technically, that is a life path number, but if you get, let's say, 11, technically your life path 2. If you're 22, technically your life path would be a 4, right? Okay, so Sam, what is spirit calling you to let go of at this time? What is that you're being called to let go of this time? Okay, so you have the Hierophant, which is Santa Claus in this deck. Okay. Um, it could be something like a fixed traditional energy, because the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus, and Taurus is a fixed sign. Taurus also can be ruling of the second house for you. So I mean, Taurus does rule the second house. So it could be something around, like, for you, it could be something specifically with like finances, your your stability, your assets. Um, but I feel like whatever it is that might be a fixed belief for you, with Santa Claus coming through, it's like we know Santa Claus don't exist. We know that's like a childhood myth of Santa Claus, and him riding his sleigh, and in one night he's dropping off all these gifts to millions of children all around the world. Like, that shit ain't real. Like, but with a child mind, it's like we can see the impossible being possible, right? So it's kind of like, in a healthy way, in a healthy sense, what you might need to let go of is the false, let's say, the false realities of things that you've told yourself over time. And it could be negative things that you tell yourself that you believe heavily, that it's like, well, how would that make sense? Why would that be true for you and not something positive be true for you? If it's like a positive belief, that something is like believing in the impossible, something that you feel like, oh, that could never happen. I could never see that being feasible or happening for me or happening in my lifetime, or that just doesn't happen every day. It's like whatever these fixed beliefs that keep you kind of restricted, maybe in negative thought patterns or beliefs or self delusions, and or maybe the opposite of keeping you from believing in the positive things. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So there's something about these fixed energies. Like, I'm getting, the Hierophant. He's dogmatic sometimes. He can be very religious. He can be very traditional in a way where he makes no room for um different concepts. It's like, this is by the book. This is what it is. This is, and it's okay to be the teacher and the student sometimes. So it's like applying the wisdom of things that you do know and being open to what you don't know, and not just putting everything in a box and saying, oh, because I haven't seen it yet, it must not be true. It must not ever be possible or ever be able to manifest, or this is my only reality. So this is the limitations I'm putting myself in. So that's what I'm getting to release um, at this time, if that makes sense. Okay. Oh, you are life past 6? Okay. Imposter syndrome. Yeah, that might be relevant because sometimes, yeah, it's like to believe that you're deserving of things is to believe in yourself. Like if you don't believe that you're deserving of something, you're not going to be able to see it for yourself. And that's what I learned a lot about myself too with certain things. It's like it's hard to believe that okay, that could happen because a part of you doesn't believe that you're worthy of it, you know, or because don't always work out a certain way, or this particular area of your life never seems to work out. So it's like, okay, why believe? You know what I mean? You know. Um. Okay, so Shane, what's the next step you should take for your purpose? Okay, good question. I think life paths 9 and 6 are compatible, if I'm not mistaken. I think they are compatible because they're almost the same. Like, you know, it reminds me of Cancer energy. Cancer has that symbol and it kind of looks like a 6 and a 9 yoked together, doesn't it? Kind of. Okay, so Shane, let's see. What next step should you take to do for your purpose? What's the next step you should do for your purpose? Okay. 3 of Gifts, which is the 3 of Pentacles. So whatever your purpose is, or whatever you feel called to, whatever your intentions, whatever it is that you want to add into the world at this time in your life, I feel like it's something that you have the ability, you have the kind of like the freedom, like you have the capability and the freedom to create what that looks like for you. So it could be something that spirit is telling you to participate in. Like, don't wait for something to happen. It's kind of like put some sort of effort into it, or put action, or put like I don't want to call it I guess it would be like co-creating with the universe, but I don't want to call it that. And that sounds really cheesy. So like let's say you feel like your intentions or your passion is to teach, but you don't know where to start. So like what is it that you want to teach? Start from there and then start looking into resources with that, or in what way can you contribute to whatever it is that you feel is a purpose for you. Purpose, all that means is like, what is your intention for this life? Some people's purpose is to cause chaos and confusion and drama because that's their intention. That's where their heart lies. For a person that wants to bring peace to the world, that could be a simple, that's simple and plain. It doesn't have to be like this big thing, but if it's like, I want to help millions of people, then that's different. And in what capacity? Or if it's, I know I want to teach people. Okay, what do you want to teach? Or who do you want to teach? You know what I mean? Or if it's not that specific, like I just want to help whoever needs it. There's some sort of step that you need to take and like put your hands in it because you have the capabilities to do it and you have the freedom to make it your own. I hope I'm on the right track with this and I hope it's resonating with you. Um it could be something artistic expression or just like you being expressive of what you want to bring to the table. It may not be artistic, but it's like an expression. It is the way that you choose to show up in life, or it could be the things that you say, right? How you say it. The intent is everything. When I say purpose, your purpose is like, what is your purpose for getting up every day? What is your purpose for, like, what do you want to contribute to life? That's what purpose is. It doesn't have to be like always this big thing, this big mandatory, what is it called? I can't even think of the word. Sometimes I be saying stuff so wrong when I'm reading. It sounds crazy. Humanitarian is the word I'm trying to say. Humanitarian type of big figure type of, like, that doesn't always equate to purpose sometimes, right? Some people, that's not even their calling. Some people are not even called to be pastors or preachers, but they do it because their parents tell them to do it, or it's a family tradition. That might not be their calling. Somebody might be really good at singing, but that doesn't mean that that's their true passion or that's their purpose. They're just good at it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find what's purposeful for you. Some people's purpose is just making people happy in some sense because that's what their intention is. That's what they feel passionate about. That's what they feel called to. That's what they enjoy. That's what they love. And sometimes a purpose is something that we feel like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I'm capable for this. But there's something inside of you when you say yes to that thing, doors open, things move for you. All right. You're welcome. My pleasure. All right. So that was the free card pull. So we're gonna shut that down. Let me remove that because I don't want anybody to be deceived into thinking that that is what's still going on because it is not. Okay. So let me remove this comment. All right, so that's gone. Now let's get into the collective reading. Okay. So let's get into our sleigh ride reading. Our sleigh. I need to change the title because I don't like it like that. All right, so our sleigh reading. Let's get it. All right, first things first. So I pray that this reading is helpful and it resonates with whom it's supposed to resonate with. Now, some messages may resonate. Oh, you're life path one. So that means most likely you're meant to be a leader of some sort. Life path ones are typically the leaders, the influencers, the independent ones, the fire starters, the trailblazers. So yeah, I would read up on what your life path represents a little bit more deeply so you can get more of an in-depth insight into that. And they probably have like all kind of resources online, I'm sure. Um okay. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is, you're welcome. The first thing we're going to look at is Dasher. Dasher is our first Santa's reindeer that we're going to look into, which represents what do I need to move on quickly. So what should you take swift action right now in your life? And this might look different. I might pull more than one card if I'm led to. Yeah. Ooh. We got a card that flipped face upward. We got the King of Candles, which is the King of Wands. And he's chilling in his pajamas in his living room, his family room, having him a good cigar. So some of you guys may be guided to take action on, like, you already know what that is and you've been kind of just chilling and being a little too comfortable, a little too complacent. Could be something creative as well, something that you already, I feel like whatever this is that you need to move towards quickly, you already know what that thing is. You already know what that thing is. And it's something that you might feel like you're not ready for sometimes, but you're either already like well matured and equipped and ready for it because kings represent the master of the tarot deck, or at least when it comes to the court cards. They're the experience. They are the experience level. Whereas let's say in comparison to the page is the beginner level. So whatever this energy is, you're not new to this. Okay. Let's see. Clarify this energy. What should they move? The Eight of Good Cheer, which is the Eight of Cups. It could also be something that you need to move away from, or someone that you know you need to move away from. This is somebody that could be a fire sign energy. It doesn't always have to be a romantic partner, but it could be like someone that has either they are a male or they are very masculine in their energy. They can be quite persuasive, maybe even very charismatic. They got a good game. And you might know that this is something that you're not satisfied with, or this person, or you don't appreciate this person's lack of effort or lack of energy towards your connection. Like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be someone you work with. This could be someone in your family. You're not feeling the way that they're contributing, or the lack thereof of contributing. Could be somebody that you know. Maybe you need to call out on something that is, how do I explain it? This person could have, like, if not a drinking problem, they have some sort of addiction that needs to be called out. And not called out to condemn or to shame, but out of love, out of concern. And maybe this is something you know you should have been doing. And for some of you, you are that person that has a vice or some sort of addiction, something that you shouldn't be doing. that you're being called to release and let go of that's unhealthy or toxic for you. And I feel like it's something you're doing to yourself. Okay. And that's not for everyone. I know that might be a little triggering, but if it's meant to help you, if it's something to have healthy meaning, um, you can take it or leave it. Okay. So you have the Queen of Gifts, which is the Queen of Pentacles in this deck. Yeah, it could be somebody that you overextend, you overgive. This is someone that doesn't take the initiative or they're not contributing in some way, and you might be overgiving or over contributing in some kind of way. So that's what you need to move on quickly or take action towards, or maybe move away from quickly. Like, before the year is up, like, I'm done. I'm good with this. I'm not bringing this shit with me to 2025. That type of energy. So dash or dancer, sorry. Dancer represent or prancer. Wait a minute. I think there's, reindeer dancer. My bad. Like, I'm tripping. What brings you joy and celebration? What is it that you need to focus on, the areas of your life that light you up and that inspire you? What is it that you need to focus on? That positive energy, that energy that sparks you, gives you passion, or maybe how to find that energy for some of you, how to find it. So let's see. Tapping into the energy of passion and joy, inspiration. Ooh, okay. You have the Eight of Canes, Eight of Swords, the Page of Candles, which is the Page of Wands. Could be something that you feel, for some of you, you feel a lack of passion because you think too much into something. It might be that you worry too much about the outcome of something, or let's say it's like some sort of worry behind it, something that keeps you in your head, or playing a fear over and over, replaying it, or entertaining a fear or insecurity or doubt, or a what if, a hypothetical, like what if this doesn't work out, or what if I look stupid, or because of the last time, or maybe this is something that no one's going to accept, or I'm going to look stupid, I'm going to look crazy, whatever it is. Like, it could be a passion that you are kind of like stepping on, like taking the life out of it, the joy out of it. And it's something that it's almost like a pure energy, something with your inner child that feels light, like it lights up, because it's the Page of Candles. It's something that lights you up. It's something that ignites something inside of you. But when you get stuck in your head, when you get in that place of overthinking, or in that place of negative thinking about yourself, um and Samantha mentioned imposter syndrome. It could be also imposter syndrome. Like, when you think about something that gives you passion, somehow it could be criticized in your own mind, not someone else doing it to you. It could even be the fear of others doing it. So therefore you're not, oh shit, this is resonating with me, child, too. Lord, Spirit, don't call me out. Don't call me out too. Like, don't, no. But it could be something that you really genuinely enjoy. And it doesn't have to be anything that is, you know, that you are thinking about being lucrative financially or whatever. It just could be a joy of yours, but you're not allowing yourself to tap into it because of some sort of restriction. Let's see how to tap into this passion, this inspiration, joy. The King of Candles again. This motherfucker could be the stealer of your motherfucking joy. It could be a person too. If you're around someone, and like I said, it doesn't always got to be a romantic situation. It could be anybody that you surround yourself with. This energy or person, and I felt inclined to say entity, but not like a spiritual entity, but like it could be a job, like a business or corporation, something that sucks the life out of you. And it's almost like, well, I can't focus on my passion. I need to be realistic. I need to, like, focus on this. But for some of you, like, this King of Wands could be a part of yourself. Like, the inner child is like, I've been wanting to do this since I was a kid, but I don't want to do it because of X, Y, and Z, or I don't think I should because X, Y, and Z, or since I was young, I've been wanting to do this as my passion. And then the older self is just complacent and like chilling, like, no, we don't need to do that. Making excuses, lying to yourself, like, good and well, child, good and well what it is that inspires you, that gives you inspiration, that what that thing is. For whatever reason in your mind, it's like, you feel like you just can't win. Like, or if I do this, it's almost like maybe Because I'm kind of getting like, you might rationalize why it's not a good idea. You have these conversations with yourself or these inner dialogues in your mind, like weighing the why you can't do it. And the eight of wand or the eight of swords is a Gemini card. So Gemini rules Mercury. So it could be something that deals with communication, like some form of vocal expression, writing, singing, a podcast, something where you're using technology maybe, or instruments, equipment of some sort. Um yeah, the internet. Okay. Some way, maybe even being a messenger in some capacity, but it doesn't have to be like, you might think that it's nothing and it might seem like just something mundane or just like this average thing, but it holds some sort of significant weight, more than maybe what you're thinking. Okay. Prancer, what deserves more confidence and flair? So we're just going to use this as something to encourage you. So, what is it that is encouraging you to be more bold and more active in confidence when it comes to your life? And you can apply this to 2025. Like I said, I'm gonna do a 2025 reading next Fairy Friday, you know. But yeah, let's see. What requires more of your boldness, or how to tap more into that boldness and confidence, for yourself? Whenever you watch this, you can watch this in the middle of the year, of next year, not, 2025. It doesn't matter. So you have the Magus, which is the magician in this deck. So you got to know that you're able to create and bring in what it is that you want and what you need. You have the ability to do that. You have the capabilities, you have the skills, you have the experience. And it was a reading I did for someone earlier where I explained to her, I told her that sometimes it's not always like about, yeah, remind me next week, probably next Saturday. When is New Year's? I'll figure it out. But I want to do it before New Year's. Yes, I'll still be doing it on Patreon. If you guys are not a member on my Patreon, join for my exclusive content. Okay. But what was I going to say? What I was telling her in the message was, I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. Sometimes we think that in order to manifest, like, we have to have this delusional mindset, like, oh, it's going to happen, even though inside of ourselves we feel like, okay, this is something that I'm having a hard time believing is going to manifest for me. And sometimes we'll take that and think that, well, my manifestations might never happen because I'm having a hard time believing. If you just even show up and say, you know what, like, I feel like a little delusional, but this is something that I still want. There's still a belief inside of you. There's still some level of faith, even though it might not be that big. You know how they say in the Bible, your faith can be as small as a mustard seed. And if you've ever seen what a mustard seed looks like, it is tiny. It's very tiny. So almost I feel like the size, or I think it's the size of a sesame seed. If you've ever seen a sesame seed, that's pretty small too. So to have faith on a pinch level, says a lot. Like, you don't have to have the most boldest and confidence of faith all the time. It's like, as long as you show up. So yeah, let's see. What do you need? As long as you show up for yourself. The Knight of Candles. We have a lot of candle cards. All we need is the Queen of Candles, and we got the whole candle family coming out. We had the King, we had the Page, so now we have the Knight, which is the Knight of Wands. And he's looking at his little toy train, and the confidence is to believe in your vision, because you have a vision. We all have a vision of some sort. It might not be fully detailed in the way that we think it should be, or whatever the case may be. And the thing is, prophecy is told in parts. So when we get a download or we get a vision, we're not going to get the full solidity of the journey, like all the fine details. We might see the end. And Neville Guarded is one of my favorite manifestation coaches ever. Like, I remember I used to binge, like, read his books, like his PDFs back in the day. And he has a book called seeing to the end or something like that. I believe that's what it's called, seeing to the end. Something about being able to vision the end result of your desire. And as long as you can see the end, you don't need to worry about the total journey of it. Because sometimes we get too concerned about all the fine details. Well, okay, if I take this step, then what's going to happen? And if I do this, what's going to happen? And when is it going to happen? And how? And the how and the when is not your concern. You're getting to the end of the journey and you'll miss out if you're focused on, okay, I got to jump from A to B real quick or A to Z that quick, and you miss all the other significant steps. You miss the point. So I feel like you have the vision. The confidence is just being able to believe in that vision, and the way to the journey and through and how is not your concern. All you need to know is what steps, like when you're present on your journey, when you're focused on just being present and living your life, naturally you're going to be in a vibrational alignment to your dreams and your goals. But if you're in a place of like worry and fixating on the future, you're not present and you're not living. Therefore, you're still looking at something as outside of you, or you're looking at it as out of your reach. Therefore, you're not in vibrational alignment because your energy is saying it's still over there and I'm over here. Um, you know, rather than like, okay, that's the destination. I'm on my way to it. That's it. And you live your life. You're present. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? The Two of Gifts, Two of Pentacles. So it's up to you as far as like what energy you are going to give to what energy, how you view it, how you see it. It's up to you, because our perception of one gift could be, okay, this gift could be the thing that I asked for, and this other gift is like, I don't know what this is, I don't know why they bought this for me, rather than being grateful and seeing, okay, it's a gift, it's here and it's right now. So finding what, like, certain gifts or certain things that we receive in life, some things we welcome because it's like, okay, this feels good or this looks like a positive thing, but this other thing that comes to me, like a situation or a life circumstance, you might look at it as not a gift. And rather than seeing it as like, okay, this is a gift because it's teaching me X, Y, and Z. If you don't look at a lesson or learning something as value, then you might complain and pout about it. If you don't see delay as protection, you'll look at a delay as like something working against you. It's all about perspective. If you don't have that perspective, you'll look at certain things as a negative rather than a gift. If you only perceive the things that you want to go your way as a gift, you're not really growing. You're partially grateful. You're only grateful if you're grateful with condition. And that's not really how life works. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that was helpful. Okay. So the next placement is going to be Vixen. Which, what magic or mystery is at play in your life? Okay. So yeah. Let's see. What are the hidden mysteries right now that's guiding your life? What's going on behind the scenes? Maybe let's get some clarity. What's the magic and enchantment? What's the mystery? What's going on behind the scenes? It might be different for each and every one of you. Okay, we got quite a few cards. Quite a few. Okay, so first one is the Death card. Like, again, there's a reason probably why I said that message, the last message before I got to this one. Because like, how is death, or how is that how is that a blessing? I'll get into it. You have the Knight of Good Cheer, which is the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Two of Gifts again. So it is reiterating that other message, I believe. And you also have the Magician again with the Magus. The Knight of Candles again. Yes. Yep. And last but not least, you have the Chariot card with Santa Soleil. Soleil. All right. Let's see. It made sense, Christina. Yes, Ashe. All right. So The mystery that's happening behind your life, I feel like, is these transformations. They're connected to the things that are possibly ending and closing out in your life. When the Grim Reaper shows up, that means it's time for death, right? But in this instance, it's not really a physical death. Um, this is more so about a major ending. And I hate to say it like this because it might sound morbid to some people, but if anyone's ever had a near death experience, it does something to your spirit to where it's like your life is never the same, your visions are never the same. Or if you've ever been at a place where you've lost a loved one and it may have shifted, it shocked your core. It's shocked you deep down to your core and your soul that it helped you to shift your perspective on life, or you've witnessed someone almost passing away in front of you, or someone is a close call, it puts things into a different perspective of life, or you've had a close call with your life or your health or whatever. These things are meant to shake up the soul, and it's kind of like a wake up call to like to see that we don't know when our time is limited. Our time is limited regardless. Tomorrow is not promised. You know that saying, right? Tomorrow is not promised. We might have all these plans for the future and we could put in them up. You don't know if you'll be able to see those plans through, right? Or, oh, I'll live life later. Oh, I'll get a bike later. Or I'll go to the gym later. Or I'll tell that person how I really feel. Or I'll post that article later. You don't know if you got later. Um, and there's something and even from the start of this reading, there's something that you know that you're supposed to do, something you're supposed to pursue, or just something that you enjoy that you're just to feed and to give that energy and breathe life into it. And for whatever reason, it's like this complacency. It's almost, when I looked at that King of Wands, I gotta be honest, and this, I have to be real, right? We have to have some practicality to our spirituality, is what I say, right? Some rationality to our magic, right? So that King of Wands energy kind of gave me like an arrogance. And not like an arrogance like I think I'm the shit, but like an arrogance of like humans, how sometimes we think that we have time to play with life. We don't. We don't. How he's chilling at the fire. But it's also another thing too to say, enjoy your life. Be present and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Fruitfully and in a healthy sense, enjoy your life. Don't play around with it. Don't be loose with it, but enjoy it. But also, if you have the opportunity don't wait until it's like towards the end, or until you get to that place where maybe, oh, I wish I would have, or I wish I could have, or you never got the chance to do it or see it. Why not do it now? You know, why not do it now? Um, so the night of good cheer, I feel like, is that invitation to be present and be in a place of joy here in the now. Because traditionally, the Knight of Cups, he's riding his horse, and it's like a person that's following their heart. They're romanticizing their journey, they're romanticizing their life, meaning they're making beauty out of it. They're creating some sort of beautiful story out of even the most simplistic things. um in this deck that I'm going to use at the end, the Magical Spirit Oracle, there's one card in here that I like what it says in the guidebook. It says something about things that you feel like right now are mundane and just a regular experience later are going to be something that you have good memories when you look back on. So like when you used to like, play with your friends outside or used to go swimming. These are things when you were a little kid, you just had a good time. And later, as you got an adult, you didn't know that later you would look back and be like, oh, I remember that one time we went to the lake and we swam and we did this. And like, but in the moment, you were just enjoying it. Or if something was really like, you were crying and you were upset over a heartbreak or whatever, and that memory of how you got through it and a song that helped pull you through, when you look back at it later, it's like that was a moment that I needed. That was a time in my life that helped me to be strong. That song helped pull me. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we overlook little things that later will be significant to our lives. That's another message I'm getting. Hey Tawanda, how are you, sis? I don't Santa, where's your other reindeers at? They off work? They took a reindeer leave? Like, what's going on? Why they be like, damn, we're going back to the North Pole. Like, we're gonna take a week off. We ain't gonna make it. You know, we'll help you out later next year, but we're gonna take a break. I don't know where the rest of the reindeers are. There's only two. And you know Santa is a big guy, so I don't know how they keeping him together, how they keeping him afloat. But like some things don't go as planned. There might be so-called delays. Things are not always going to go the way that we plan or we expect them to go. There might be things where we plan for and be like, okay, we're going to go this direction, we're going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And there's a whole nother rerouting of that. It doesn't always work as planned. It's going to shift for you. One of my favorite holiday movies is The Santa Claus by with Tim Allen in it. Speaking of, I think that movie was on today, or my mom had it on or something. I don't know. But that particular movie, like if you've ever watched it, in the beginning of the movie, or like towards like the beginning, middle part of the movie, Santa Claus that's assigned that year, he falls off the roof, and Tim Allen reads this card and it's telling him basically that he has to be Santa Claus. He got to play Santa Claus to finish the mission and deliver the rest of the gifts, right? So again, your life, and that's how destiny works. You have no idea, you have no concept of how things are completely going to go, and that's okay. You're human. You're not supposed to figure it all out. Even me as a messenger, or being able to tap into the spirit and like sometimes get prophecies and downloads and predictions and all this shit, I don't have the full sight of everything. I'm able to tap in what I'm able to gather and tap in, or what I have permission to see and gifted to see. What gifted meaning given to see, you know, we're grateful enough in the ability to see it, you know. But as a human, we don't know every motherfucking thing. Like we're not supposed to. Like we're not supposed to. What's the point of living in life if you know the whole story? Like that's like watching the movie and just like you might see snippets and previews of the movie, but it's boring to be like asking somebody that's already watched, "Oh, what happened? Oh, do they end up together? Oh, do they die? Are they sick?" Oh, you miss out on the movie. You miss out on the whole, like the scenes, the key moments of the movie. You might even miss the purpose and the meaning of the movie, what you're supposed to take from it, because you're so worried about how it's going to end. And that's how we do life sometimes. Okay. Who was this heifer at the bottom of the deck? Who was this? Miss Queen of Candles. We had all the Candle family. Okay. Live your passions. The Queen of Wands is a woman of passion. She wrapping her gift up, child. She said, I'm wrapping this gift. I believe in this. Whatever this gift is that I have in my hands, I believe that this is a blessing. I believe that this is either going to be something that makes someone happy, whoever she's gifting it to. So you might have a gift in your hands that's going to bless somebody, and you may know that. You may know it. You may not know how it's going to bless or how it's going to affect. You might even question some. You know how people get gifts for people and they're just like, oh, I don't know if they're going to like this gift. Some people might be so confident, like, I know they're going to love this gift. I can't wait for them to open it up. I can't wait for them to get it. And some people might be like, I don't know. Some people aren't good at gift giving. You know, they're not good at picking out gifts. They just picking up some random shit. Like, I bought some spoons for you. And it's like, bitch, I have enough spoons. I don't know. I don't need that. I don't need another robe. You know, I'm good. Like, I don't need another motherfucking robe. But it's the thoughtfulness, and again, how you have to see your gift. That's a perfect example. I'm being goofy, but in honesty, I'll use myself as an example, or any other person that's like in the position of being a messenger for people, whatever you want to call it, whether you're in a church, whether you are a therapist, whether you are a spiritual guidance counselor, whatever the fuck, right? You know that what you give is some level of a gift to another person. They might not see it that way. It's up to them to receive it or not receive it, right? So if someone goes out and buys you a gift, and you're just like, why the fuck would you buy me some coconut body wash when you know I don't like the smell of coconut? Like, that was stupid. But then it's like, it's the thought that counts. This person thought of me enough. Maybe I stink. Maybe I need to take better showers or something. Maybe they know something I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Or just like the thought of like, I want you to enjoy your bubble bath, so I bought you this bubble bath. You know, it just could have been the thought of that. So when you give to people, in some capacity, or if that's one of your stumbling blocks of, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to show up in this way because you're worried about how somebody's going to receive it. You know that what you're giving is a gift. If they receive it, cool, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it was a gift, or it was given in kindness, or it was given in good faith, if it was given with goodwill and intention, thoughtfulness, whatever. It's still a gift. That doesn't take away from its value. Okay, so next is comment. Comment is, what blessings are headed your way? So what opportunities or anything arriving towards you? What blessings, what opportunities, what good things? Okay, and mind you, it does not always have to be material things, doesn't always have to be something earthly. Sometimes it's an experience, sometimes it's an awareness of something, a clarity, a sense of peace, whatever, a state of mind. Let's tap in. What blessings or opportunities is coming? Blessings and opportunities coming to this collective divine spirit. Oh, okay. A lot of cards. King of Gifts. Okay. King of Pentacles energy. Got a lot of cards that flew out. The World card. The Queen of Canes. This looks like the lady from the Chronicles of Narnia, or the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. I think she was a witch. I don't know what her name was, though. I don't remember. Seven of Good Cheer with Seven of Cups. What's wrong with Frosty? What's wrong with you? He said, spring is almost here. I'm going to melt. My ass is going to melt. Like, if you live in Arizona, you know you ain't got no real winter. So, you know, soon as February hits, your ass is grass. It's melted. You're melted. You're to the ground. Look. That's not funny. The Ten of Canes and Ten of, poor Frosty, poor baby. This looked like some little child, some little demented, mentally disturbed child did this to Frosty. Let's get into this. It's crazy as hell. King of good cheer, King of Cups. So you have two kings here. So the kings again can represent something that you've mastered, but it could represent people in your life. And it's after the fuck shit. At the end of, just don't allow people or a situation that was a bad apple out of the garden, that one or two bad apples, don't let that spoil everything else, or help you from, or don't allow that thing to be what keeps you from seeing the goodness that is there or that is to come. Some of you, this is about love. Why is my messages always got to be so heavy? So some of you guys, this is like father figures. Um, you know, for women, whether you are heterosexual, gay, bisexual, whatever, the effects of maybe a father figure, whether it was a good effect or a negative effect. Same for men. If it was a father figure, whether you are straight, gay, bisexual, whatever you want to, whatever your situation is, something about the father could affect the way that you perceive love. And like, it has something to do with providing and protecting, because the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups, they're very similar in energy. Like earth and water need each other to fertilize and nurture and grow. They need each other. And they're both receptive energies because they are in a feminine energy. Cups and in earth or pentacles are feminine energies, versus wands and swords are more masculine energies. So being in this energy as a King of Cups, as a King of Pentacles energy, is someone that is typically going to be more of a giver, more present, more balanced in masculine and feminine energy. So they have the capability to kind of assess situations from a rational space and also an emotional space, a balance of both. Not overly overtly rational and practical, and not overly emotional either, or overly receptive and giving, but more so from a place of balance and discernment. And that's what the King of Cups and Pentacles is giving. So if you dealt with people that did not care in that sense for you, did not know how to, in some cases, even if they meant well or did the best that they could, there's a feeling of maybe like having a hard time discerning like when someone is genuine with you, not just romantically, but like when someone can genuinely care about you, or just the idea of a person genuinely caring for you and being there and actually being sympathetic, if not able to be fully empathic about it. But I feel like the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles, to me, I feel like in a healthy sense, they are both sympathetic and also empathic. So the Queen of Canes is the Queen of Swords. This is somebody that's been scarred and drugged through the mud, through the trenches. They've been through it, they've seen it, or they've been through something very painful that has scarred them, that kind of warrants them to be a little protective and maybe a little bit of an overthinker, or constantly kind of like on guard. Like, I still want love, or I still want connectivity with others. I still want to have healthy relationships, even with the people maybe that have hurt you. Um, but it's a place of I'm on guard though. I have to be clear-minded. I'm not going to be stupid again and be overly giving or too emotionally connected or too emotionally open or affected by a situation. But sometimes, like, if not careful, the Queen of Swords can become this very bitter energy and very closed off and very cold energy. Maybe even pushes people away, or turns into that person that hurts someone in a way that someone else has hurt them, because it's like, I'm getting my power back. I feel balanced when I'm able to do that. So that's the toxic side of the Queen of Swords. But the opportunities that's coming is like, this energy is coming to a close. Will you receive the good cheer? Will you receive the gifts that these energies are bringing? And it could be just experiences with people and not just always romantic. May not be fully about that, but I feel like it does play a role in this for some of you, for sure. I do feel like this is being able to receive romantic partners. Um, and if it has anything to do with a man feeling like being a good-hearted person gets you in trouble, no, it's just your discernment of not giving to cold-hearted energies anymore, cold-hearted feminine energies, whether that feminine is a woman or it's a man, to not give to those cold energies that don't know how to operate in healthy feminine energy, nor even in healthy masculine energy. You're learning how to balance yourself out as well, and not be too overly giving or too overly forgiving and graceful in your connections. What was at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, Three of Good Cheer, Three of Cups. So this could be new connections. These could be friendships. This could be healing and mending current friendships, relationships, family dynamics as well. Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. All right. Next is Cupid. Cupid says, what love or connection needs my attention? So this could highlight romantic connections, friendships, um, any other relationship that is requiring your attention or your nurturing. Okay. So let's see. What love or connection needs nurturing and attention for this collective? What love or connection? Okay. Three of Gifts, Three of Pentacles. I'm not gonna lie. The relationship with yourself and something that you know that you need to put your energy towards, for the most part. I'm gonna pull and see what else we get for, but the most important relationship, regardless, is always gonna be with yourself. It's always gonna be with you. And if that bothers you, you got some healing to do. Your first and foremost, your most important relationship should always be with yourself, because it sets the tone for all the other relationships in your life and all other things around you in your life. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, and I'll say God, your spiritual team, if you don't have that base, that foundation, you're not going to be able to get through life in the way that you need to, or to connect with people in a healthy way. If you don't know to value yourself, to check in with yourself, to know who you are, to, just rediscover yourself in every season of your life, whatever that is. If you don't have that relationship with yourself, you just gonna be lost in these streets. So your first relationship is always going to be with yourself. So start with that. And there's some sort of project or something that you're being called to place your focus, or something you're being called to work on. And it might not be like a material, physical thing. It could be more of an internal thing. You have the Nine of Gifts and the Six of Gifts. So Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you guys, this could be a mother. Your mother may need more nurturing, more affection or attention, or this could be a grandmother. For some of you, there's an important mother figure, maternal figure in your life that needs some sort of attention and focus. She could be single. She might have lost her spouse recently, or she lives alone, or not a lot of people come to visit her, something like that. And for others of you, it could also be a child. If it's not your own child, it could be, I'm getting for some of you like a sibling or siblings. Um, One in particular, I'm getting a girl. A girl. It seems like this sibling could be younger than you. And for others of you, it's your own child, your own daughter. If you are a single father and you have not been in contact with your child, whether it's a girl, it could be a male child as well, you have not been in contact with him, you're being called to nurture and better that relationship. And you might think, oh, well, I send them money or I send them gifts or I take care of them and this. No, it requires more than that. I feel like even more so like with this time of year, these two particular energies, I feel like they just want connection. They're not thinking about material things. They don't care about gifts. They don't care, they enjoy getting a phone call, getting a text every day or an email when you can or text when you can, visit if you can. There's more needing to nurture that. So I feel like for some of you, um, these are family members of yours. If not someone that raised you, that maybe not be your blood relative, but someone that raised you. And I'm getting a maternal figure. So let's see if there's anything else that wants to come out because I'm not getting anything romantic related. Bummer, right? Nah. Let's see. The Five of Candles and the list, which is Five of Wands, and the list is the Judgment card, which is the naughty or good list. So it could be someone that you have written off. Maybe you had an argument with this person or disagreement about something. Spirit is saying to right these wrongs with these people, and you might think that, oh, this person owes me an apology. If it's for the sake of clarity or just maybe even closure, do it for you. For your peace of mind to free yourself. You don't want to hold on to anything that's causing a dis-ease within you, a discomfort, a lack of peace, and you don't want to hold on to resentment and lack of forgiveness towards another person because it steals your peace and your joy and your focus on the things that you should be focused on. And it also in turn later will start affecting you physically if you don't take care of that. So when we don't take care of the emotions in our body, they turn into illnesses. Any dis-ease or discomfort you feel in your being, in your body, in your mind, your emotions will start to cause a dis-ease within yourself physically. So yeah, handle that. And it could be somebody that you had a falling, like a really bad falling out with, an argument, or someone that you feel like is constantly picking or starting battles with you, an argument. Could be sibling rivalries. It could be just someone you just don't fuck with. And I keep getting family energy from this. So I'm not getting anything romantic, but for some of you, it could be like a partnership or a past connection or an ex, like something that needs to just close itself out. And if you're not able to reconcile with this person presently and actively with them, then do it within yourself, if that makes sense. You set yourself free. You don't need permission to wait until you see someone, or if they pick up the phone, or if they text you back, or if they email you back, or they DM you back, or whatever the case may be. You don't have to go through that. If it feels like it's best and healthiest to reconcile that within yourself, then by all means. But that's what I'm getting for that. I'm not getting really too much romantic energy from that. But Donner, our next reindeer is Donner. Where do you need to harness your inner strength? So where should you assert your power and stand strong? Okay. Finding your power, your strength. And this could be in any situation. Let's see. The lightning tree, which is the tower in this deck. The sun. Page of gifts. Did we get the page of gifts already? Page of pentacles energy with the page of gifts. Let's stop because I don't feel led to pull anymore for this particular question. Okay. There's something something about the company that you keep. Like, it could be like a significant connection that you have where it does uplift you, or a person, or if not one person, then people, just surrounding yourself with the people that kind of help to um and it's not like trauma dumping or anything on a person. Like, if someone is showing up for you, or um wanting to show up for you or be there for you, this is where that receptivity needs to come in, especially with the page of gifts. The page of gifts is receiving something. It's an opportunity, it's a gift, it's a blessing to take and receive. So certain connections, like, even when shit seems to fall down, sometimes the inner strength that you find within yourself is being able to receive. So it might seem like like that doesn't make sense. If it's a strength that I'm supposed to find within myself, why do I need to be open to other? That's It's not you looking outside of yourself for it, but you're just being receptive to what wants to come towards you. And it doesn't always have to be when you're in need, or when you feel like things are hitting the fan. It could be at any point where someone wants to celebrate you and just be there, period, when you're doing well. Even great, and sometimes, like, hard times will show you, like, who's really for you too, right? So, like, never feel ashamed when you're having a moment or being down. If people show up for you, that's beautiful, because they don't have to. They may not always be there when you want them to and how you want them to, but when they show up genuinely, the strength is to allow people to come in and receive goodness from others. That I feel like has also been a message that's been coming through in other parts of the reading as well, is being able to receive goodness, being able to receive good, genuine energies and people as well. Um, yeah, because you could be going through a period or a season that you are kind of deconstructing what needs to go. The Tower card is good for that, deconstructing the things that are out of alignment for us, that aren't really true strong foundations, even if it's things within ourselves that are not really founded on the best or the healthiest of things. um yeah, circumstances, lifestyles, environments, connections, if they're not really built on the right things or healthy things, or they're just outdated in a sense. Because if you think about a tower, let's say it's an old ass building. If this building has an old structure and foundation and materials or whatever built it, or old technologies, it's most likely going to fall apart over the years. So it calls for an upgrade, and sometimes it's either you're going to tear that whole thing down, or you're just going to go in and re-innovate it, right? Renovate it. Okay. So Blitzen, what surprise or shakeup is coming? What is a lightning bolt change or unexpected energy entering your life? Speaking of lightning, because we did get the lightning tree. So what is this surprise or shakeup coming into your life? This unexpected energy that's entering your life. What is it? Any unexpected things coming in? The Queen of Good Cheer. She a psychic hoe. She a psychic. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, she's a queen. She could see. She got that good vision. Okay, she got her crystal ball. She got some tarot cards. Like, she has some greeting cards. Just some postal greeting cards she wants to send out. You got the Knight of Canes again. The Knight of Wands and the Two of Gifts again. Okay, this Queen of Good Cheer could be someone that is. So the surprising thing could be that some sort of, if it's not someone that is a self-proclaimed psychic or seer, or someone that even dabbles in spirituality, they may not be into that, but they have a gift nonetheless. Um, this person could give you a heads up of someone either coming towards you, and whoever this person is coming towards you feels like it's something familiar, and it doesn't have to be a romantic energy either. Um, or you could be that Queen of Cups, that Queen of Good Cheer, that you sense something is coming. This feels like someone that is, um, they're not sure what to say or how to approach, but they're gonna come in with like a this or a that, because they're not confident in what they're doing or what they're providing or what they're presenting or what they're proposing. It's like, I'm going to show it's either this or it's either that, or it's like there's some sort of okay, if that doesn't work, then okay, I'll do this, or I'll say this, or if they don't react in the way that I want, I'll have this as a backup plan, or this is how I'm going to respond, or I'm not going to respond, or I'm going to backtrack, or I'm going to pull back. Okay, if they don't respond in time, or they don't do this in a certain way, it's like there's this energy of some sort of person coming towards you, and they feel kind of indecisive, or they feel like their plan in motion is not really, um, it's not set, it's not fully grounded. It kind of feels like it's not up in the air per se, because they know that their whole intent is to come forward. So this could be someone that owes you an apology, because that was the first thing that came to me, was this could be somebody that owes you an apology, or someone that is trying to correct something potentially. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a romantic situation. For some of you, it does feel that way, but that's like a cliche thing. Oh, somebody's coming back, and it doesn't always have to be that. But during the holidays, usually this time of year, yeah, people do pop up. But this could be any type of situation or connection or something that is revisiting. And either you're going to get that download within yourself, you're going to feel that, you're going to sense that. And it could be something that you sense and feel you've been feeling maybe for a while before it happens, and or someone else is a confirmation or giving you that message of a heads up for this, or like, girl, have you talked to so and so? And again, this is somebody that may not be a proclaimed psychic or an intuitive, or dabbles in spiritual tools and things like that, but they have something about them that is intuitive, or they're like, you know what, I had a dream, or I felt like this person, I don't know, they just came, like something like that. It's someone that has a gift to see. And like I said, it could be you. Someone is like at a dis-ease or discomfort, or just like just just kind of like not happy with the way something is, maybe with you, or like how things ended, or maybe something that they said or that they didn't say. Like there's a bothersome energy about this. All right, so last but not least is Rudolph. So Rudolph says, what makes you unique and how can you embrace this? So we all know the story of Rudolph, or at least I hope, because his energy is a reminder to celebrate your individuality. Because what he thought was a flaw, what he was picked on for, which was his little red nose that lit up, he thought, oh, I'm not like all the other reindeers. Like, I have this red nose I need to hide. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's like the little puppet ones, like back in the day, like the little old Christmas puppet movies. um there was a scene, I think it was his dad or some, or his mom, like they scuffed up their hoof or whatever, and like put this dust, some soot or something, or dust or on his nose to cover his nose up so he can go to school or play. And it was like, your parents sometimes be tripping, like they don't know how to celebrate their children sometimes. And it's like, and sometimes they mean well, because they don't want you to have to go through bullying and stuff like that. So instead of speaking life, like, no, you're going to embrace that little red nose of yours. Like that red nose could be the future of something. You could light up the town with that nose, baby. You could, if the town goes dark, you're going to be the one to light it up. Something, instead of being like, let me cover this shit up. You ain't going to school with that look. That's fucked up. That's horrible. Mama Rudolph or Daddy Rudolph, whoever, I can't remember which one did. I think it was the mom. And it was like, sis, that's foul. Okay. Anyway, so Rudolph had to learn that his gift was needed. In the end, he led the pack. He was the leader of the sleigh, so he could light Santa's way, because it was like really bad. The weather was really bad, and he helped with his little red nose that everybody picked on. His parents was like, we don't want you to get through life with that red nose, because that's embarrassing. We want you to fit in. Instead of standing out, we want you to fit in and be like everybody else. Like, like not teaching your children individuality or to embrace who they are is very damning. But let's see what that message, like how this pertains to you. Because kind of, I think I said this in the last week's reading, like what you think is a flaw could be a blessing to someone else or many people. Like you might think, oh, because I have this disability that, I'm going to be the exception where I'm not going to fit in. And maybe you might get a little pushback. You might have those shallow people or people that are not ready for something different or can't fathom something different in a particular space. But if you dare to show up and say, this is me, God made me the way that I am for a reason. So why would I shame that? You know, um, I look up to and I used to look up to like different, people like models and stuff like that that had certain unique features. Like some people could have been like a model with freckles, like being able to see a model with freckles being celebrated was maybe you were teased. Now everybody wants freckles, right? But or everybody wants gaps now. People used to be made fun of when they had gaps, right? So like everybody wants gaps. Um, Vertilago, right? Like having like models like Winnie Harlow and other people, or having dolls, something that looks like you, albino people, to be celebrated and show like, okay, no, it's okay to, whatever that is. And it doesn't have to be a physical thing. It could be, you have a certain spectrum of autism, and being able to see someone else do something that you've always wanted to do and thrive and be successful and be confident in that, and not look at it as a disability or look at it as some weakness or something, um weight, obese, whatever it is, like whatever it is, if it's not physical, it could be um some level of something that you feel like holds you back and will not be accepted, and that very well could be the very thing that not only blesses you but blesses others. So let's see what that thing is. What's that that Rudolph red nose thing for you? What is that individual thing that you're being called to embrace about yourself? That unique quality of you that needs your attention. So you have balance, which is the temperance with Santa, and then you have the page of good cheer, which is the page of cups. Yeah, again, it's just reiterating with Santa. You have the ability. Your uniqueness is needed in a sense, in a way that maybe you don't think, or that you kind of downplay. There's a healing quality to it. There's a it's kind of like a timeless energy. It's almost like, because you see how Santa is able to bend time. Literally, the clocks are bending. It's like a portal that's being created between this one clock down here and this clock down here. And so these clocks, they almost like melted or bended. So again, like having the ability to bend time, meaning that your energy is timeless. You're not someone that may fit into trends. Your your energy is like, I don't know how to explain this. I feel like I'm trying to figure out like what's the best way to describe this energy, because it's like some things like a person could have an idea that may be for a time as well, or maybe even seem like it's far advanced, too far advanced, that it should be something that is for the future, or people are not able to conceive it or be able to fully grasp onto it or make sense of it or gravitate towards it here in the now because it's too ahead of its time. But then once people catch on or have the courage or the confidence or the open-mindedness to receive that, it's like that thing becomes a timeless thing. The dare to be different, the daring or the confidence and the audacity to show up even if it seems like you don't fit. That is something that is unique about you. And maybe you haven't even fully tapped into that part of yourself or fully embraced it, or you don't see it because it hasn't been fully materialized in a way that it's gravitated or everybody's celebrating it. Sometimes that's what happens when you are ahead of your time. And I'll tell you this, what I've learned about people that are usually ahead of their time, great inventors or they're usually people that have prophetic abilities and gifts. So usually people that have gifts to see and a sight to see, sometimes what they're seeing, it may not be here in the now. And that's what's kind of like frustrating too about being a messenger, because you can see something and then give it a message. And if it's not something that someone can see for themselves now, or it doesn't make sense to what's going on now, they'll write it off as like, oh, well, when is it going to happen? Or it hasn't happened yet. Some prophecies do not happen until years or decades later, literally. And unfortunately for some inventors, like they don't even get to live to see the greatness of what they invented and what they created, what they brought down to this earth. They don't even get a chance to see it and experience it. Um, Page of Good Cheer, you could also be someone that is able to mix and mingle and kind of spread this loving energy. So you could be a very diverse person, very diverse energy. You're multi-layered. You could be someone that is a visionary. The Page of Cups, I feel like, is someone that is um the they call it the dreamer Pisces energy. I think of with the Page of Cups, they call them the dreamers, but I call them the visionaries, the poets, the creatives, even the gifted in the spirit realm. They have the ability. Even I say Gemini's too. Typically, to me, I feel like Gemini's and maybe Pisces people are probably one of the most psychic people. Um, Gemini being because they can exist in two different spaces and realms. They have those two not elements, those two sides of themselves where they can exist both in the physical and in the spirit realm almost. And if they don't balance it out, then that's where the people get, oh, Gemini's is crazy. But no, like sometimes they're just kind of like they can exist in two different realms sometimes, or they have the ability to tap into things that people can't see or feel things that people can't feel, but also be able to be here in the physical and bring that down and create that. So yeah, that could be something that you have about yourself. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna pull ultimate blessing for you towards the end of this year for this season. I'm gonna use this oracle deck, and what is this? I can't remember the name of it. It's Season of the Witch, the Yule Oracle. So Season of the Witch has a lot of different oracle sets. Like they have the autumn one, I think. You have a like a whole bunch of them. Autumn, spring ones. Yeah. Okay, so what is a winter blessing or message from the divine? Oh, you have the Yule log. I like this card. I had to read the guidebook last night to figure out like what exactly is a Yule log, but I know it's like a tradition. Hey Nina, it's a tradition, Shao, that you take a log and you like stuff it with like different things of like you can either put in what you wish to release and what you want to add into your new year. So it's kind of like a manifestation log and a release log. So that could be something to do towards the end of the year because we do have if I'm not mistaken, it's a new moon. I don't think it's a full moon. I believe it's a new moon that falls towards the end of this calendar year. So that's like a perfect, like if you want to do something for the holidays or for New Year's Eve, if you're not into going out and going to the clubs and going to Times Square and all that shit, you can do this at home and do like a whole manifestation party thing or just with yourself or your family. Oh, thank you. You can do this with like your loved ones or your friends. Y'all can come together, like and have like a vision party and maybe do something different rather than doing a vision board. Maybe make a Yule log or something. I don't know how long you can keep the Yule log in your house or how to dispose it, but you can look into it if you're interested or some sort of tradition, something different that helps you to focus on what it is you wish to release and what you wish to bring in. If it's a new moon, we're focusing on new sets of intentions and energy. So maybe before the new moon, think about, okay, what is it that I want to close out? What do I want to release? Allow yourself to purge because some of the purging is also physical. Sometimes it's through tears, sometimes it's through a lot of sleep, sometimes it's through just journaling and writing or old thoughts that come up. You might even get sick sometimes. Like some signs are symptoms of upgrades within the body or purging in the body. But if not, you can get a pen and paper. You can do maybe some ritual, burn a burn letter and release it, let it go, or set a prayer, take a spiritual bath, cleanse yourself, whatever you feel guided to do. Could be practical, it could be spiritual, or it could be both. Um, but yeah, if you feel guided to a Yule log or something towards the end of the year because this is gonna I don't know. There's something about that new moon that I feel like is powerful because just the timing that it falls on is so significant. Like um realistically, like some of us know that the real new year doesn't happen until the spring equinox when things come to life. Springtime or summer or sorry, Winter time is usually that hibernation season. It's usually a time of closure or an ending and a time of rest. So, but calendar wise, celebrating the end of the year and the new year at the end of December, utilize that new moon for your manifestations for the new year 2025. Get yourself in gear and prepared. That is the holiday blessing for you, is to get your ass prepared and set your intentions, because you're powerful enough to manifest these things. It's just, again, how much do we believe in ourselves? Like, that's been the message. If y'all ain't paid attention, that's been the whole message this almost the entire reading. So I'm gonna pull one more card and then we're gonna get to the little magical part of our live. But it's all magical. It's all magical. But no. Let's get into the Magical Spirit Oracle as promised. And I like to read the guidebook in this deck because I love this deck. Like, this is one of the decks that I always feel like it, if nothing, it always hits and always resonates, not only for me, but people that I read for. It's like the message is always on time. It's always what we need. It's so grounded and practical, but yet it's profound. I hope that makes sense. So I love this deck. It's perfect. All right, let's see what's up. Magical Spirit Oracle, what is the message that you have for this particular collective in any space and time? This is timeless. Goddess of the Sea. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Number 34, which is 7. So 7 can also be a number of completion or perfection, divine perfection. Can also be a number of heightened awareness and psychic ability. But Goddess of the Sea, let's get the message from the guidebook number 34. These are the water cards. So the keywords are abundance, purification, ego, and treasures. The affirmation is, I am coming home to where my soul calls me. I am coming home to where my soul calls me. Okay, so it says the fisherman has been on a long and challenging journey. He has been casting his net for fish, but the fish did not come. His soul is starving and he longs for more. Suddenly he sees a shining light in the distance, a soft purple glow that he decides to follow. He is led to the goddess of the sea, her ruling element being the forces and symbology of water. Her purpose is to help us remember where the real treasures are. She can show you what it is you need, not just what you want. And if you are willing to know, she can show you where your soul, where what is soul versus ego. She takes you beyond your false needs and false self. She shows you a world of true spiritual abundance. The fisherman symbolizes the ego and its endless desires and hunger for more. Yet he is searching in the wrong places and it's never enough. He plunders the sea and gets lost in its vast expanses. After all his searching for more, he has never felt less small, insignificant, and empty, even though an abundant sea lies beneath him and all around him. I have to say this real quick. Speaking of Nina, I said something earlier. It's kind of was like a little reminder that I needed to say to myself, that I remember when I first started my channel and how passionate I was about the channel and passionate about helping people with like twin flames and stuff like that, and love and childhood trauma. I was like very passionate about that and wanting people to come together with their loves and all of that. I kind of made spirituality, being a reader, and like my channel, my whole identity. It became like something that I took on, like, if this gets stripped, like, what's my value, what's my worth without it, type thing. And sometimes it's like, again, if you don't know what your worth or your value is, anything that you taste anything that you place a material value on, or superficial value on, or something that you characterize as like your whole entire being in existence, like, your worth is not tied to what you do for a living, how much money you make, how good you look. And sometimes we place value on that, but you'll see that when you lose those things, some people might fuck with you, some of them might not anymore. And I remember having that hit of reality when I told people on my channel, I'm not reading twin flame stuff anymore. I'm not doing those type of readings. how many people came at me and unsubscribed. So it's like people will love you as long as you are what they want you to be. And when you're not, then they don't fuck with you. And that, that could be a testament also of who's for you and who's not for you. Who really genuinely fucks with you and who really doesn't. But at the end of the day, do you fuck with yourself? Do you roll with yourself? Do you rock with yourself? Truthfully and honestly, if you were to be a CEO today and then in 2 years no longer a CEO and you lose that title, are you going to feel like you're not worthy? That's the thing. If you have a mate, if that person, God forbid, passes away or leaves you, where's your worth? Where's your value and your worth? Are you going to feel like, oh, it's gone, it left? You know? Um, So, anywho, let's get back into that message. It says, the goddess of the sea dissolves everything that is not true or rooted in soul. This can be painful as we all have vices. She is powerful and represents the endless abundance of water, its purification power, and its cleansing it can bring. Pulling this card is an affirmation of her awakening within you. You're starting to notice more of what is not true. You're realizing more often when you are casting a net for false treasure. The things that used to sparkle have become dull and undesirable. You feel called towards what is real for you. You're becoming less and less like the fisherman. This card can also be a sign to watch extra closely where you are fishing. The sea goddess calls you near and has much to show you. You are so close to her. It is time to come now. Release your net. You won't need it much longer. So, this is calling you into the deep of yourself. The goddess of the sea can represent the depths within you. Like for those that work with siren or mermaid energy, whether it's Yomoya, whether it's La Serena, whether it's um Mami Wata, dealing with different siren energies and mermaid energies, we look at the surface of things sometimes, or some people look at the surface of things and like, oh, it's all about beauty and this and that. But one of the goddess energies, learning about her energy taught me really that she helps you to self-reflect, to like see the depths of you, see your own reflection, see you in the depth of who you are, or to be able to go into the tap into the deep parts of yourself and your emotions. And that's where you find your cleansing and purification. Self-work and self-love done on the inside makes you beautiful. You can do as many glamorous spells as you want to, and I'm gonna use siren energy to attract and to manipulate and to snare people. You can do all that, but it's not gonna last, it's not gonna stick. It's manipulation. But if you're tapping into the soul and the depth of who you are, you're already beautiful. That energy will radiate to the right people. When you tap into authenticity, you're going to attract what's meant for you. As long as you're faking the funk and you're trying to fit into a mold, or you feel like you need to manipulate and fake the funk, you're not going to attract who and what is meant for you, or who's going to stick. Hey, sis. So, yeah, that was the reading. Now, I wanted to share this fun little holiday uh kind of candle magic with a little bit of some spices and herbs this smelled good. I'm done with mine. Mine's done. Shouldn't be really showing you my work, but it's done. It's done. All right, so we're gonna call this my Santa's reindeers for now. Santa reindeer candle spell, and this is to use the energy and essence of each Santa's reindeer as intents to spark your life. Candles is not going to do the work for you. They're just going to send that signal of intention and get, you inspired to tap into that energy. It's all about intention. And like I always say with magic is within you. The energy, the intent, and the belief that you have to have that healthy inner child to even believe in manifestations and create magic for yourself, because it requires multiple components. It's not just sitting and hoping and wishing for something to happen. So if you think about the magician card in the tarot, like I always say, the four elements that he's working with. For one, he's a spiritual conduit that brings the physical energy down to the earth. So how he holds his wand up in the air, he's tapping into that energy of the spirit and bringing it down to the physical, as above, so below. The pentacles can represent the earth, the physical tools that we use. So, like our herbs, our candles, our pens, our papers. The swords being our affirmations, the words, the prayers that we set out. Cups being in the feeling of what you're wanting to manifest, or having the feeling of belief, faith, trust, excitement, joy, having fun when you're doing it, passion when you're doing it, conviction when you're doing it. The wands being also that action oriented energy, you putting in the physical action and work and intent into your magic. So you have to have all those components. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna hope and wish, I'm gonna light this candle and it's gonna do the work. No, that's not how it works. So, anywho, let's get it. So, what you're gonna need, first things first, to represent each reindeer, you're gonna need color candles to represent each reindeer. I use these chime candles. So like they look something like this. If you're not familiar with what a chime candle is, chime candles typically just a little small baby like this, right? I use a plate that I know that I'm probably going to dispose and not need. I would say like something that's like safe, heat safe, that you can use and you put in a safe space. These candles burn within an hour or two. They don't, this is like a quick something something. These candles burn real quick. And I just sat them flat on the plate and they sat straight up. You got to be gentle because they could knock down if you wobble them a little bit, but they'll stay up. So you need, for each reindeer, you need that. So before I get into like the colors, color magic also too. Um, what if you don't have candles? Or you can write a petition for each of them and burn them. That's another thing. Something safe though, like a safe piece of paper, or like if you have parchment paper or some type of printing paper, just like a little small strip, write the reindeer's name. I'm going to get into the petition. Don't worry. I'm going to get into that. But yeah, that's an alternative. You don't have candles, you can't afford a candle, you can't find colored candles. It's all about your intention. Do what you bake. That's the, again, magic. You do what you got. You make do with what you got. Okay. You do make will with what you got. Okay. Next you're gonna need a bell or a chime. And if you don't have one, just put on some jingle bell sounds or something in your head, or think of Santa's sleigh. But bells are very powerful just spiritually too, because it can, call in your team. It's a welcoming thing, a bell, and it also helps to clear out spaces too. Bells, if you are able to find, I guess, a jingle bell somewhere, probably. Um but yeah, you need that. The herbs, the herbs are optional. Um I use anything that, I'll say this, anything that reminds you of the season of like Christmas or the holiday season. So like pumpkin spice, cinnamons, nutmegs, vanilla, stuff like that. Um, no paid question tonight, sis. So I have nutmeg here. You're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of that on there. I use some cloves. I'll get into the properties of each thing. And cinnamon. So cinnamon is one of my favorite in anything, because cinnamon can be used for like a multi thing, or like a multitude of things. Like cinnamon, you can use them for money spells because it's like a sweetening, it's a spicy energy, but it's also a fast activating spice. Cloves kind of have a similar property, and nutmeg. Um, I got it written down. So let's start with cinnamon. So cinnamon's properties, it's got fire elements to it. So obviously that spice, and because it's that fast moving, fast activating energy, so it can be used for abundance and prosperity spells, um, wealth and luck and success. It depends on that. Like again, this is not intended to be a one-stop shop thing. Like, oh, this is going to be the whole end all be all. It's all about your intention and your beliefs. These are just gifts and things that spirit, divine, God, Mother Earth, Mama Earth placed here for us to have magical energies because of what God created them for. We just using them, right? We just using them. You can use this for money drawing spells as well. Love. So you can sprinkle this, which I did. I just sprinkled my herbs after I placed my candles on the table. I started dressing my plate because I don't want to do. Obviously, you don't want to do that before you place your candles, just in case it gets too cluttered and then the candles don't have anywhere to sit straight. You know what I'm saying? Like they get wobbly. Um. So yeah, it also can be a protection thing. Um, Have I ever used cinnamon for that? Mm, can't say that I have and I haven't, but it does help you. like attract good energy into your home if you blow it around in your home or your space or your office space. Like cinnamon is a very powerful tool. Um, yeah. So the next is nutmeg. So nutmeg kind of has a similar property like with luck and magic spells. Is for money and prosperity and abundance. It's good for good luck. Like you can put this because it's something about the spice. I love the spicy smell stuff. I don't know. This I think nutmeg is in the Chinese allspice, and I did a video on Chinese allspice and how that's actually like you can just use that in one and it'll knock out needing to get a whole bunch of herbs and spices. Like you can just use that and just what's in it alone because it has different spices in it. That alone you can just use that. So it has a similar smell, but yeah, you can use it for that. And then last but not least is our cloves. And also some of these are good for like sexual attraction and passion. So like if you got a person, you got a man or a woman or whatever, y'all can sprinkle that shit around y'all bed or something, or just light a candle with some cinnamon. Like it something about cinnamon does have like a sexual scent to it to me, and nutmeg as well. So that's just a little something something. And it can also be used too for like confidence boosting, and cinnamon same thing too. I feel like cinnamon is also good for that. So cloves, these are good for protection. I forgot to say cloves good for protection work. Okay. Um, they also too are good for love and attraction and passion spells. We're not using it for that, but mainly because this energy, like the clothes, kind of promotive energy of attracting things to you, like a magnetic energy. So make sure you're clear on your intentions with this. What else? You can use it to tap into the spirit realm as well. Um, so yeah, let's get back into this before I get sidetracked, child, because I got a whole bunch of notes. So first things first, you need your candles. Again, like Nina asked, if you don't have a candle or candles to use or color candles for that matter, it's all about the intention. So if you don't have candles, write out each reindeer's name and you're going to write your intention and petition on the back of them because each of them represent a different thing. Um if you can line them up like a sleigh, like how they're lined up on Santa's sleigh, just to kind of like your inner child gets that playful thing, and it's also kind of like a symbolic, kind of like a sigil type of thing because they're formed in a certain way, so the energies are moving in a certain direction. It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. But that's up to you. So the first candle you're gonna need is for Dasher, which red. You're gonna need a candle for Dasher for action, energy, movement, and action. Dancer, you're gonna need a pink candle, or you can just write their name out. Joy and creativity, energy with the pink. Prancer, orange candle for confidence and self-expression. Vixen, purple candle for your intuition and your magic. Comet, you need a gold candle, blessings and abundance. Cupid, a green candle for love and connection. Donner, a blue candle for strength and resilience. Blitzen, a white candle for change and clarity. And last but not least is Rudolph with yellow, which represents uniqueness and self acceptance. So, what you're going to do is you also need a pen and paper. I don't have one on me right now. Um, you're going to write down your petition of what your intentions are. So you can put your candles down, like I said, light each candle, but before you light each candle, I'm going to give you an example. You can say your own affirmation, your own prayer with this. Let's start with Dasher because that's the first reindeer. For example, you'll say something like light the candle, Dasher, or write the petition if you don't have a candle. Dasher, I will take swift action on my goals with confidence. Or I am taking swift action on goals or with confidence or whatever you feel, but it has to be something that's like it's it's affirming a movement, it's affirming an action, something that is set in movement or as it already is, like it's already in motion or it already is happening. Dancer, you light dancer's candle. I will embrace joy and celebrate my uniqueness or my unique rhythm or my unique flow of life or whatever. Um, Rudolph. I will let my light shine. I embrace my uniqueness, my individuality, something like that. But or you can say Dasher, guide me to take bold and fearless action. Um, Vixen. Did I say Prancer? I might have missed somebody. Dancer, fill my life with joy, celebration, happiness, creativity, something like that. Yeah. Prancer. Prancer helped me to step into the world of with strength and confidence or whatever, right? Vixen, weave your magic and intuition into my life, or allow me, or I will. Prancer, with your help or with your energy or essence, I will tap into my magic and my intuition, whatever. Something around magic and intuition, your gifts. And then Comet, bless me with abundance and bright opportunities, or Comet, align me with bright blessings and opportunities, whatever, right? Whatever fits, whatever resonates, whatever feels more natural, doesn't feel like you're begging or um feeling like it's something out of reach or unobtainable, you know what I'm saying? Um Cupid, open my heart to love. Open my heart to love. Open my heart to connectivity. Open my heart to receive. You know, something around the heart chakra with love, relationships, connections, connection with yourself. Um, Donner. Donner, help me to tap into my strength to weather any storm or any adversity that I face, or something like that. Um, Blitzen, bring me power of change and transformation. Surprise me. Surprise me with the mysteries of life. Something like that. Yeah, Cupid. Not no, not that Cupid. Not the mythology Cupid. No, it was Santa's rain. One of his reindeers are named Cupid. You never heard the song, girl. Last but not least, Mr. Rudolph. Teach me to honor my uniqueness and shine my light, or to walk in my light, embrace my light, something along the lines of that. So then you're going to activate this after you light and set your intention. You're going to jingle bells like you're ready for takeoff, getting ready to take flight with your, because you're setting the intention. These reindeers represent an essence and energy of something. It's not literal reindeers, you know what I mean, or these particular. It's the essence of that, right? The energy behind it. Um, you can recite something, reindeer magic, bless my space, bless my life, may all of these things activate, blah blah blah, whatever, right? You can recite I said each angel. Wow. I don't know. Interesting. Anywho, so then you just gonna let your babies simmer down. You're gonna let them just naturally, just let the candles, of course, don't leave them somewhere unsafe and unattended, but like they're gonna burn fairly quickly. I would say, like, if you're using these chime lights, they burn real quick. If you're using like 7-day candles, God bless you, you got it like that, you can do that. You got the patience for that. You like the heat of all them candles. You know, you feel safe with them candles. You know, more power to you. If you want to just set, wait, hold on. No, that's not no. Because I was gonna say, I wonder if you can use like those 7-color candles, but no, because there's more there's more reindeers than 7, so no, that wouldn't work. But it's all about intention again. I got these candles off Amazon. Of course, Amazon has everything. But no, it has 2 sets of 24 candles for multicolors. So they had every color I needed. I was like, yes. Even down to the gold candle. Even though the gold candle don't look gold, I was like, I'm assuming this is gold. It kind of looks like some Mexican candy or something. I'm like, this don't look gold. But I assumed like, okay, this is gold. Because I needed all the colors. Um, feels like I'm forgetting something. Yeah, so for those of you that want to do the alternative, you don't have candles, can't find them, don't have access, you can use a plain like white tea light candles if you can find. it's all about your intention. You don't have to do what I did. I only did this because I felt safe to use these. They burn fairly quickly. You don't have to worry about them burning for multiple days. It being hot as hell in your house or in your space, wherever you place them. Um, but if you don't have color candles or can't find a certain size, just use white. Fine. Or you use a piece of paper to write your petition to each reindeer, burn it somewhere safe and release it. It's all up to you. This is just my this is me. Um, and of course, like I personalize it for my own personal, means and needs. Um, like I didn't share everything that I put on here and did because it's my personal, you know how it is. You don't share your shit completely. But yeah. So you're free to use, like I said, anything that smells kind of like holiday to you, but has a specific property to what you need. Because I feel like cinnamon is kind of one of those spices that have multiple magical properties that you can use for good energy and inviting positivity, prosperity, all of that, love, or attract things and activate things fastly. Yeah. You can use sugar too. You can use powdered sugar for like snow. Again, sugar is good for sweetening things. Like the old mamas back in the day, they used like molasses and maple syrup for their sweetening jars and stuff, or they use sugar. You can do the same if you want to kind of give it that snow effect. You could put a little white, white powder, what you call it, white sugar, powdered sugar, white grain sugar, or whatever. Um, Whatever resonates with you. You can use a pine cone or something, or pine spray or something, something like, or pine cone candle, something that's Christmassy. You can, and I'll say this, if you want to just keep it simplistic, if you have like a little standalone candle or you got like a 7-day white candle, you can go ahead and dress it, but don't dress it too much because anybody knows that you put too much stuff in your candle, it won't burn correctly and or it'll get really black. Sometimes it kind of like not upsets the candle, but it's just doing too much sometimes, and the candle will not burn the way that it needs to, or it's just too much going on. You just don't want to do that, or it'll drain the like it'll kind of drag the wax down a little bit to where it's not going to burn correctly and burn all the way through. So you don't want to do that. But if you're just using simple spices and maybe not too much heavy stuff, like if you're going to use cloves, use a little bit of cloves, not too much. And then put a little spice in there. Make it your own. Put that energy, that holiday energy in there. Say your affirmations or your intentions, or you can write them out, put them under your candle, burn them, whatever you feel guided to do, instead of doing what I did. What I did was just more like something more childlike, where to tap into that inner child energy. Then on top of that, the whole sigil type of magic, like you can incorporate all types of magic. You already noticed I kind of incorporated a few things in there: color magic and the candle magic, the herbal magic, sigil magic, um prayers, mantras, affirmations, whatever, visualization, sound healing. I use a lot of different magical components. So you don't have to do all of that, but that's just what I resonate with. Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys resonated. Um, I shouldn't say sigil magic. It's kind of maybe like a grid, like how people make crystal grids. It has patterns and symbols mean a lot. So direction is everything. Like, yeah, directions and things mean a lot too energetically. So that's just my little thing that I just added in there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live. It was fun. We're gonna do a New Year type of forecast type reading for next Friday. So be on the lookout for that. We're gonna tap into the power of 9. Okay. Yeah, I do them every Friday. I hope we can consistently do this every Friday. And if my schedule happens to change, that we will still do this every week because I enjoy doing these. They're fun for me. I love the themes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy them too. So like this video if it genuinely resonated with you, if it was helpful in any kind of way. The reading, the little magic that we did over here, yeah. So I'll see you guys soon, y'all. If you guys want to book a 2025 forecast reading, go ahead and get yours now. Yeah, and we can go into depth. I got you. And I'll see you guys in the next reading. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your evening, whenever you're watching this. Be blessed, be safe out there in these streets, and happy holidays. Much love as always.